All right, I think we're live.
We're live, and I think we are in the process of resolving our streaming challenges with our home internet. We have been very pleased with the T-Mobile home internet until the big storm, and so we took our external antenna and did like a bi-directional thing. It seems like Hey, Matt, it seems like it's definitely stabilized it a little bit. It's still not that great, but here I'll take my phone off and
There you
that'll
go.
help it too. But how is everybody doing this evening? We are
And happy 4th of July to everybody
happy
out there.
4th, happy 4th. And we definitely enjoyed the beautiful weather today. We definitely enjoyed the rain. We're getting some projects done. The boys milled some mega logs and some mega beams for the tiny house. They're building a deck.
Big old deck, yeah.
A big O. And what's the discount code? We have a discount code
The
going
discount
today.
code, it's a 24-hour 4th of July discount code, and it is 5% off the whole entire website. And that is, the discount code is FREEDOM, all caps. And then also the new thing on the website is if you order over $150 worth of product on there, it's free shipping. So normally, with an order that size, we would have to charge $20, $30. So, and then on top of that, you can add your 5% off. So there you go.
Right. So, and I think after your 5% off, your order still has to be over 150.
Correct.
To get the free shipping.
Correct. And the free shipping is automatically applied too. So side hustle.
Side hustle. What's up? So yeah, we're having a great 4th, and if we can resolve this internet issue, I did an awesome video with the Real Martian yesterday with some super crummy internet, and it didn't work. So really looking forward to giving you all some information. How do we change our? Mommy never changed the.
TV. There you go. And they're gonna be like, Faith.
Be like, who's Faith?
Just got done her live stream at 5, and then we were on here at 7. So
yeah, and so far all that stuff's working good. Restream has upgraded some stuff, so I'm hoping. Tumor in your finger. Oh man, is it benign or malignant? That sounds rough. So I want to cover a couple articles, and then we can kind of talk about what's going on. It looks like everything has stabilized here.
Yes,
so.
And also one big announcement too. I'm pretty sure I'd have to actually go and check on the website, but I definitely know one thing. We have a couple pigs still available. They're all butchered, and they're all butchered. They're in our freezers, ready to go.
They look beautiful,
and they're all USDA approved and everything like
Vacuum
that.
sealed.
They're unvaccinated pigs, and it's really, really good pork. And if you want some, you can go actually put down a deposit for them, but you do have to be in the Northeast Texas area or near here, or just be willing to drive here, and you can do that, and it'll give you a whole rundown on what you need to do and everything like that. So we actually have a couple left over, but they're going quick. So if you want some non-vaccinated pork, go on over to the texasboys.com. There might still be half of a beef left over there too. So go check that out. That's the same thing. It's non-vaccinated, grass-fed beef. There might be still a half of beef left over, but you just got to go check it out.
You should see Mike Adams' Malinois. It was legit.
That thing.
Yeah. Woo. He's got a legit dog.
Yeah. He was intimidated by the dog. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very legit dog.
Yeah.
Bud saying that a sawmill is going out of business up there, and do you want him to get the information? That sounds good. We could at least get the info, see if there's any cool stuff that you can use.
Sure. Yeah, we got our sawmill up and going, and I don't need another sawmill, definitely. But if there's some cool equipment though that goes
Yeah,
with
yeah.
it, I'm definitely interested in that though.
Some peripheral equipment. All right, so let's get into these articles here. Oops, Chrome tab. That's what I want. So, first article I wanted to cover is I think this came out via Fox, but U.S. farmer warns China is quietly taking over food security despite lawmakers' success in introducing legislation to address the issues. One U.S. farmer raised a red flag that China is still infiltrating many, many acres in rural America. We also know about the southern border invasion. There are many military aged single Chinese infiltrating the border. Michael Yan has been reporting on that, and you can check out his tweeter on that one. They're tapping into the American food structure and this country. Looking at that as food security people, National Black Farmers Association President John Boy Jr. said on Cavuto Tuesday, because they're tapping into America's farms and tapping into the hog industry, all of these industries that China is quietly taking over here in the United States. Farmers have voiced their concerns for more than 2 years over the Chinese owned purchasing large swaths of royal farmland in states like Oklahoma, Minnesota, North Carolina, and Virginia. USDA data from 21 indicates that China controls an estimated 383,000 acres of U.S. farmland, with their investments reportedly generating 1.9 billion that year. Chinese-backed companies with big bucks are also outbidding American farmers for new land, according to Boyd Jr. Persons like myself who can maybe pay 4 to 5,000 an acre. Some of these farms are being run up to 15 to 20,000 an acre. Boyd Jr. explained. Now, how many American farmers that you know in the U.S. can afford 20,000 an acre for good farm ground? Because I can't. You know, this is another thing where guys like Gil Bates and the crew and BlackRock and Blackstone are also sucking up fertile soil. So it's like a three-pronged communist attack between fluffy Bill Gates and BlackRock and Blackstone. Fourth generation black farmer criticized the Biden administration for being asleep at the wheel as China continues gaining land access adjacent to sensitive infrastructure and military bases. Yeah, and that was a big story down here. Um, while we are losing farms, this administration hasn't done anything to stop farm foreclosures in this country. We have many of our members who are right now facing farm foreclosure, but we had 1 billion to help Chinese farmers and other entities in Russia, Boyd Jr. said. But they came over here and purchased our farmland and purchased our infrastructure and tap into the American government here, he added. Something is terribly wrong with this. In May, Republicards and Democrats teamed up to introduce a bill that would block foreign adversaries like China from buying U.S. farmland, entitled the Protecting America's Agricultural Land from Foreign Harm Act. So that means it'll do the opposite of that.
Correct.
Usually is what
Yeah.
that means.
Yeah.
In addition to stopping people and companies linked to the Chinese Communist Party from buying U.S. farmland, the bill would block similar purchases out of Iran, North Korea, and Russia, and prohibit actors associated with the oppressive regimes from participating in certain programs directed by the USDA. Oh, they're not going to get U.S. welfare. Bummer. According to Congress legislative process tracker, a summary of the bill is still in progress and thus has not yet passed in either chamber to make its way to the president's desk. Boyd Jr. called out lawmakers for working not aggressively enough in order to pass and enact the law and protect farmers, their land, and businesses. U.S. senators and leaders in Congress, they need to put legislation in place to stop China from buying American farm grounds and to stop them from buying American companies. and taking over the United States to quietly put a real strong foothold on the United States, the farmer said. We're not doing enough to stop this. So I would agree with him that we are not. And once again, this is the 5D chess long game of the New World Order and the Uniparty to just let the Chinese take over. And it's fascinating with all of the infiltration and everything else. I mean, China really, we don't need a nuclear war because they can just wait for America to implode on itself and then just walk in and kind of pick up the pieces, which is what I honestly think their strategy is. But that doesn't mean that the deep state and the et al. And the rest of them, that there wouldn't be any kind of nuclear explosions or anything like that. It would very much surprise me if it actually came from a foreign threat versus just like a, one of their organized operations that go live or whatever. So that's just some very carpetbaggers. That was funny. Somebody had mentioned we should have chose Kansas, instead of when we moved to Texas, we should have chose Kansas. And I told them there was too many carpetbaggers, redleggers, and Jayhawks up there. So if y'all haven't learned your history on the War of Northern Aggression or Lincoln's War, there's a lot of valuable information that you can get by studying that, and you'll learn all about. You need to read about the Redlegs, the Jayhawkers, and the Carpetbaggers, and they were all scallywags. And
also, I've been listening to a really good book. It's on Audible, and the title of the book is The Empire of the Summer Moon, and it's a lot of American history. It's centered around Native American history and the actual real history of Native Americans and American settlers and Texans and the Texas Rangers, and some Civil War history in there too. And I'm about 9 to 10 hours into it. It's about a 6-hour listen, and it's absolutely incredible. And also, the guy who reads it all and everything like that, and the book is written really, really incredibly. And then they actually pull from some other history books and stuff like that that totally twisted the storyline and putting it in a totally different light. And that's kind of the stuff that they teach nowadays, So then they're like, see how messed up it is. This is the legit real stuff right here. This is the real story,
Yeah. What's the CRT? What do they call Anglo-Saxon? What do they call us? I forget what they call us, but that's cool. But no, so it was Empire of the Summer Moon, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And Carlos, you need to study and find out what redleggers, carpetbaggers, and Jayhawks are, and then you can report back to me. I will expect a 3-page report in 8-point font in no less than 3 days. That would be 400 words. Go.
There you go.
So,
oh man,
but that's good history that you do need to learn. It's
yep, because they're going to start taking that stuff down, and it's going to be known as hate speech and different things like that. So,
what freedoms are you celebrating today that we used to have in this country? We just working on the farm and doing our
working
thing.
on the farm, and
yeah, it's great. I think we're moving the horses tonight.
Yep, moving them over to the ranch. Yep,
to fatten them up. All right, next article. Here we go. This is some. Look, I'm gonna try to put this. I'm gonna try to drop this in Brave again because I like being able to
see the chat too. Alrighty.
And so
we can try that out.
I think our speeds. Oh, now I'm opening other stuff that doesn't even need to be open.
Exit the wrong thing.
There you go. I know what I'm doing, boy.
There you go.
There we go. Oh, and this is going to let me do a,
Sweet.
oh, yeah, reader friendly.
Mm.
All right, y'all. Okay, this will be much more palatable for y'all. All right, here we go. Then let me open that up. Window. Okay, here we go. All right, more gloomy news. Now, this is really great. Now, this is the Daily Mail, y'all. Prep for eternity. More gloomy news. Biden backs plan to block sunlight from the earth in bid to limit global warming. President Joe Biden has indicated he is open to an audacious geoengineering plan to block sunlight from the earth, which some scientists warn could have devastating side effects. Now, clearly Joe Biden is a conspiracy theorist because they can't do this like aerosolized injections and stratospheric spraying. You know, they can't do this. This
Nope.
doesn't happen.
That's
They've
true.
never done it. They haven't known about it since the Civil War. If y'all want to know some other cool history that's related to the War of Northern Aggression, is the way that they observed and how they found out that they could cloud seed was actually from the War of Northern Aggression and all the gunpowder and gun smoke being in the air, and then it would rain. So it's pretty interesting. But that's just some more War of Northern Aggression facts for you that you didn't know, probably. So the White House has opened the door to this plan to block sunlight. So, you know, not like, but I know this sounds like demagoguery and playing God and all that stuff, but they want to block sunlight, even though they can't do that and they've never done it. Okay. So this is completely conspiratorial. I'm still trying to figure out why the White House is playing to the tinfoil hatters and
Yeah, for
acting
real.
like they can even do this when we know that despite the fact that there are multiple patents on file and it is clearly observable.
So we have solar farms that we're putting in, but now we're going to block out the sun.
Interesting. So
Interesting.
just in case the solar panels actually did work,
And
we'll make
generated
them
any type of
not work.
electricity.
That's
Yeah,
interesting. So, okay.
there you go.
Despite some scientists warning the effort could have untold side effects from altering the chemical makeup of the atmosphere, President Joe Biden's administrations have admitted they're open to the idea, which has never been attempted before. What
Come
do you mean
on.
it's never? Who said that it's been attempted before? I mean, why did they insert that in there? That was weird. In a report released Friday by the officials suggested limiting sunlight to rapidly cool the planet, a process known as solar radiation modification. Now, we do have John Brennan. Was he Secretary of State? Well, John Brennan is right on the tubes talking about aerosolized injections and chemtrailing for you normie folk. You know, we get lambasted for using the term chemtrail, but it is the much more commonly known term for us, you know, tinfoil hat wearers. In a report released Friday by the White House, officials suggested limiting sunlight. Okay, so SRM. So we need an acronym, obviously. The administration added a note of skepticism to the report by noting that Congress ordered it, insisting it has not made any decisions on engineering policy. And we also know about the dude from one of the New Jersey universities. I forget that guy. There's a guy up there in the crackhead Northeast, and he is like I forget, Princeton. It might be Princeton. And my buddy Paul, he's probably not watching, but if my buddy Paul's watching, he would definitely know the guy's name and he could put it in the chat. But I don't think brother Paul's watching right now. So Um, so there's Brandon. He's a cool cat, bro. He's got Ray-Bans on, man.
He's blocking out the sun right there.
Yeah, he's blocking out the sun. Don't want because his pupils are dilated because he's on the the speed they put him on so that he can partially form a part of a word of a sentence. President Biden has opened the door. What? Whoa, this is repeating itself. What is this, written by Chat GPT? One method would be to significantly increase the amount of aerosols in the stratosphere, which would reflect the sun's rays from the planet. Now, Dane Wigington has been reporting on this since probably what in the world are they spraying? And that was probably 2011, talking about these metal aerosolized injections. And now they're using the term aerosols in the stratosphere, and they're talking about metals. It's weird. It's like the exact same thing. Other ideas floated included increasing cloud coverage over oceans, reducing the amount of cirrus cloud formations, which reflect solar radiation back to the Earth. They're going to just change cloud formations. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
They already do that.
Yeah, and they're so satanic, and they hate God so much. It's really sad. The report noted that undertaking the mammoth task. See, this is all about postmodern, post-truth reconstruction, where he said, "Now, we've never done this before, even though we've been doing it for 40 years. We've never done this before, but we're going to consider doing this, and we might just do this, but we'll see. There are risks, even though we've been doing it for 40, 50, 60 years, how long they've been doing it, like anybody would actually know. But so they're going to eliminate cirrus clouds. The report noted that undertaking the mammoth task could have severe ramifications, weather patterns, and food supplies.
Just a little bit.
I mean, how bad can weather be? Weather can't do anything bad, and who needs food?
Yeah, for real. Who needs food when you got grasshoppers?
We have bugs to eat. Which would in turn impact biodiversity, geopolitics, and health. Like they're blaming everything on global warming now, and now they're saying that if they cool the planet, it's going to affect your health. You'll probably stroke out or something. You'll probably have like massive heart attacks and strokes if they try to block out the sun. It's also suggested that committing to the idea, then backtracking and changing course could lead to abrupt warming as the sun's rays suddenly heat the earth once more. Dude, logic and reason are absolutely dead. Gone. Postmodern, post-truth, while insisting that it was not definitively moving ahead, even though Kill Bates was just talking about all this nonsense, right? And saying that he was going to do it, and all these guys were going to do it, and we might do it. It's so weird, dude. But that this is postmodern, post-truth, global citizenry, while insisting that it was not definitely moving ahead with the plan. The Biden administration insisted in its report that the idea appeared promising. So all the people that have been warring against this for the past 20, 30, 40 years and explaining how terrible it is and testing the soil and finding all the heavy metals, but now this appears promising. It said a program of research into the practice enable better informed decisions about the potential risks and benefits of blocking the sun. So I'm going to translate. It's safe and effective, y'all. See, so trust the science. It's safe and effective. Some scientists are skeptical and they're worried about it. It's going to affect your health. It's going to affect geopolitics, because war is a weapon wasn't a white paper released by the Air Force that is readily available online. War is a weapon. And you can even, believe it or not, you can even Google that. And if you Google war is a weapon, you will find our Air Force white papers on how they will modify the weather to attack their enemy. So, and I mean, it's not like the American citizenry is their enemy or anything. I mean, this is a comedy show, y'all. We're not bringing you the news. This is a comedy show. Okay. So just want to make that clear for any of the algorithms that are Al Gore and all of your rhythms. Put down the bongo drums, Al. Okay. Just saying. The White House added that exploring the idea would also allow a better understanding of the foundational elements of greenhouse gas emission mitigation and adaptation. SRM offers the possibility of cooling the planet significantly on a timescale of a few years. No, it doesn't, because they've been doing it for a very long time. It definitely doesn't work that quick, and it doesn't kill us as fast as they would prefer either. While noting the idea could have benefits, the White House maintained that it has made no firm decision over using the risky plan. Some scientists feel the plan could be used as a last resort against climate change. Others warn it could have catastrophic consequences on the atmosphere. Well, those scientists need to trust the science.
Exactly.
And I've heard that it is safe and effective.
You know, all we're doing is blocking out the sun. It's nothing major, you know.
It's just going to block out the sun a little bit, you know, and then when we need it, we'll unblock it.
Yeah.
And
won't that be the day?
Yeah, it'd be great. And the government has like done really stupid, terrible things to completely implode and demolish our currency.
Poisoned and killed millions of people before.
There's been no
never done that before.
Experiments or Operation Mockingbird or
never.
MK Ultra
never.
or any of that stuff. But anyway, in a statement accompanying the report, the administration said there are no plans underway to establish a comprehensive research program focused on solar radiation modification.
You like how they have to keep repeating it the same, like, oh, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. Trust us, we're not doing it.
We've never done it.
Never done it.
We're not gonna that. Not gonna that. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. Not gonna that. Scientists have been split over the potential benefits of the risky plan. I keep saying the same thing. With some warning, it could result in catastrophic change in the Earth's atmosphere. Others, however, claim it could be used as a last resort if fears over climate change are realized. If these fears are ever realized in the coming years and decades. The fact that this report even exists is probably the most consequential component of this release, said Suchi Talati, the executive director of the Alliance for Just Deliberation on Solar Geoengineering. I didn't think there was such a thing as solar geoengineering. What other geoengineering are they doing? This report also signals that the U.S. government is supportive of well-governed research, including outdoor experimentation, which I think is quite significant. The Biden administration made climate policy one of its central policy platforms in recent years, inserting the issue into other sectors, including infrastructure and transportation. This marked a significant shift in policy from Biden's predecessor, Bad Orange Man, who famously once described climate change as a hoax created by the Chinese. In its report, the White House doubled down on its commitment to tackling climate issues. Climate change is already having profound effects on the physical and natural world and on human well-being. And these effects will only grow as greenhouse gas concentrations increase and warming continues. Unfortunately for them, warming has stopped. So now they must act quickly before the gig is up.
So we need to spray some more toxic chemicals into the atmosphere to help
do the bad thing to prevent the bad thing. But don't worry, science says it's safe and effective. Understanding these impacts
is chanting that
crucial
over and over again
to enable informed decisions around a possible role for SRM in addressing human hardships associated with climate change. Crazy, y'all. So there you go. The Let's Go Brandon administration wants to spray us like the bugs we are. And in a twist of irony, they want to feed us the bugs. They want to spray us. They want to smog us and fog us with the DDT like we're bugs. And then in turn, they want us to eat the bugs. So eat the bugs. So that's some cool, great news on this as we celebrate our freedoms. But I am very thankful for the freedom that it does appear that we do still have
for this second. Yeah.
Very thankful for that and very mindful. And that's why you got to stay up to speed on this kind of stuff and push back against it. And this is why you can't really vote it away, because that doesn't happen and it doesn't work. And they have been spraying us for forever. So much for like one administration or another administration saying it's a hoax or whatever. They still have been spraying us, but
every day you can walk outside and look up and they're spraying us. So
so then there's that. But so want to remind everybody, this is a value for value proposition. So if you do enjoy, appreciate, and benefit from the content that we produce, please go over to the texasboys.com. Right now, act now, freedom for 5% off, 24 hours. All right.
So, and also just a big thank you to everybody that has went over to the texasboys.com and has made a purchase over there. Since doing the Mike Adams interview, we have gotten so many new orders, and just wanted to say big thank you to everyone. And we are working super hard to get them out. So just be patient with us, because there's a lot of orders and trying to keep track of everything. And then with the 4th of July thrown in there, then the storms,
and then the internet,
internet, because it's all internet based. So if you don't have internet, you can't do anything. So we have the internet that just like randomly keeps cutting in and cutting out. So it's like you pack up 1 or 2 orders and then the internet goes out for a couple hours, and it's like, oh my goodness.
OG said,
I saw that.
Next, they'll be dragging the moon closer for soft light. For real.
Oh, man.
Don't worry. It's proven safe and effective. Who needs the moon anyway? It hurts my eyes at night when I'm not wearing my Ray-Bans to look cool while I'm eating vanilla ice cream, riding my bicycle. Oh, boy. Leaders are puppets of the puppet masters. That's Justin Castro. Yeah. Old Castro Trudeau is in on it. They're all in on it, y'all. The Chinese are in on it.
Big uniparty.
The Russians are in on it. The demon craps and the Republitards, they're all in on it. And that's why permaculture is sedition. You have to be the change. You have to live your life, right, in such a way. And you do what you can with what you have where you're at. You know, I was on the Power Hour. When was it? Last week sometime. And it was really great. But, you know, the call-ins are weird. Like this one weirdo, and he's probably like a, what's the, I always forget the operation with the people with the fake faces and the IDs. But, you know, this guy calls in and he's like, now you're trying to raise this healthy meat, but they're spraying everything. And we need to be, what we need to be doing is shooting these planes out of the air, you know. And when people say like ultra mega retarded
Stupid
stuff out loud, or like when people make ultra mega retarded comments on
signature reduction. Yeah.
So either this guy is a signature reduction agent.
Well, it's just like when people comment in the comment section, it's not people, it's a bot. And it's like, we need to pick up our guns and start the next civil war or whatever, you know, just stupid stuff like that.
Paul from Scotland. Anybody like Ukrainian swamp soup? Yeah, sure. Hey, at least we'll get something for our hundreds of billions of dollars, right? Yes, I was on the Power Hour last week. They read the Epoch Times article, and so it was really cool. It was on there for an hour. We covered lots of great stuff. It was very
Were you
awesome
able to
sauce.
figure out if you could download it or no?
I got to figure it out. That their online player is kind of cheesy. No offense, guys. Sorry. Yes. Was it Dave? Um, yeah, it was great. He's an awesome host. We had a really great conversation.
That's cool.
It was really good. Unfortunately, I plug our stuff enough because we didn't see any type of metric change in the channel or in website sales, and nobody
Yeah.
mentioned, "Hey, I heard you on the Power Hour,"
Yeah.
which was a little bit disappointing. And I told him I come back on any time,
Okay.
and I'll do a better job of promoting
Plugging it.
us. I think we're supposed to be hosting the Angry American. We were supposed to be hosting it this week, and
The Angry American?
yeah, he wrote a best-selling book.
Really?
And now he has like a podcast.
We're going to be
and
on his podcast?
We're supposed to host his podcast, but
Oh.
I haven't heard back. But I know it's the holiday, so
Yeah.
And I would hope that the Angry American is celebrating the 4th of July.
It was awesome, y'all. We went to a fireworks show last night, and it was our city's fireworks show, you know. And we've never actually been to our city's fireworks show. We normally just do our own fireworks show. And we're like, let's go check it out. You know, everybody showed up. There was hundreds of people there actually for our small little town that we got here. And it was so awesome and so great. It was just good old fashioned Southern just fireworks show. And it's just like, I don't know. It was awesome. And there's a couple fireworks, like we're talking big old fireworks that were going off. And some of them misfired and exploded like ground level. And we were probably only like 300-400 feet away from them.
Yeah.
And you could feel it
Texas
in your face. It
style.
was awesome. It was great. It was quite the experience. Yeah.
Yeah, and also if y'all remember, if y'all watched our Rumble exclusive with Chappie, we talked about OUR, you know, and today is the release of Tim Ballard's story. I think they're selling tickets to it. There's different ways you can watch it or whatever. But definitely check out OURrescue.org. Sound of Freedom. That's it.
Oh, when's that movie going live?
It's today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 4th of July.
Sweet.
It was launching today. So
we'll be able to watch it tonight then? Or no?
I'm not sure. We'll see how all that works. I listened to Jordan Peterson had Tim Ballard and Jim Caviezel on, and it was a really good interview. Yeah, it was very good. So definitely please go check out OURrescue.org.
Fireworks are China made. Why support it? Well, all of our hard-earned tax dollars paid for these stupid fireworks to get shot up in the air. So you better bet your boots I'm going to be there.
China made.
Yeah, like I mean, like look around your house. 99% of everything in America is China made, y'all. I'm sorry, but that's what it is.
We're bringing it all back when we autonomize and roboticize everything.
AI.
We'll make everything here. It'll be great.
There you go.
Oh, theaters only for now. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait till a later date to check it out. And I hope that they, you know, what really kind of makes me angry about Hollyweird is I hope they didn't Hollyweird this thing and make it and put like sensual stuff in it. It's really sad, you know, because it would be nice to be able to recommend something and to not be defiled. Now I know for an absolute certainty that even though the subject matter is incredibly sensitive, they didn't have to portray any of that stuff. Which is good. Very encouraging. Yeah. But as to
because that would just be like weird because you're like trying to like stop that. And then if you're going to make a movie about that. Yeah.
But okay. So we talked about we covered our articles. We talked about the
Yo,
OURrescue.org. I thank you for bringing that up.
we definitely need fireworks. Are you crazy?
We did
Yeah.
launch the courses are launched, Carlos. Our live, we're going to be doing a weekly live on Sundays
Yep.
for the parenting course and the young men's course.
Yep. So
we
there
just
will
weren't
be,
able-
there will be a live stream, Lord willing, this Sunday.
We were all set up to do it, and the internet
Last
just
Sunday.
didn't cooperate.
Yep.
Everything was great until we went to do it. Just like my interview with the real Martian, our internet was great. But
until you start, and
until
then
you
it's like
start, and then it's not
gone.
You know,
So it's $8 a month for the men's course. It's not too late
It's
to
never
join.
too late to
You
join the
can join
course.
whenever. It's
We-
$8 a month.
we will be closing it at some point in time, I think. And
Yeah,
then
once we have
opening it.
enough people on there or whatever, or too many people. So the first live stream, so this up and coming Sunday, we will go live and it will be public for everybody to see. From then on, they will be private live streams, and we will be taking in questions and going over topics with the people and the families and the kids.
Implementation, how to
And
implement.
exactly. And we'll
And-
be able to answer some more personal questions and things like that.
Yeah.
But they will be private live streams. But the live stream coming up will be a public live stream.
Yeah. So the first two, the first one of each course will be public.
Correct.
And it'll be on the channel. So you can all check it out. Gives you kind of a, it's just going to be an introduction meet and greet kind of thing.
Yeah. And the thing is that we did first have the courses where it was just like one, like you could just pay for it all up at once. And we were like, we can just spread it out throughout a couple months, and it's $8 a month.
Yeah, and depending on how many people are on the private streams,
Mhm.
maybe we'll just do a Zoom or something, and then that way,
Yeah,
we
there
can
you go.
all see each other or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we can work it out. And also, when you sign up for the course, you get on our private Telegram group, which is really cool, and everybody can like text and like communicate with each other.
Both courses have private Telegram groups, and everybody can communicate back and forth. We're trying to create community support.
Yes, you would. Yeah, absolutely. For your 8-year-old, 11-year-old boys to watch 100%.
Yeah,
Totally. From probably around, right around 8 years old and up, I would 100% recommend it. We really cover a lot of the basics and some more advanced stuff for some older teenager kids like our age, 18 and up, even, younger men and adults. So it really covers everything. So
Carlos, Faith planned all this. So of course it's very well planned. It's expertly written. The workbook was written by my wife.
that's right. Yeah, and it comes with its own workbook and everything, PDF.
My wife is an incredible PDF, not to be confused with the District of Criminals, y'all. It's a PDF booklet.
Correct.
Okay. But I can't hear that word anymore without
Seriously?
PTSD PDF. Well, people have been using that word to insert to, talk about things that YouTube wants to, like the what's going on with OURrescue. It's a little bit fascinating what they will let some people say and won't let some people say and blah, blah, blah.
About what?
Welcome to about anything.
Oh.
But about PDF files and all that stuff. But
Interesting.
yeah, it's interesting. YouTube is the worst place on the planet. It's just, trying to guess what you're allowed to say and what you're not allowed to say. But it's designed. It's postmodern, post-truthism. You need to wonder what you can say in a post-truth world. That's why the Build-A-Bear conference, in 2018, 19, 20, right in there, talked about how to live in a post-truth world. Because we're post-truth, postmodern, post-truth, post-American, post-freedom, post-logic and reason. All these things that did proliferate freedom and did allow freedom to spread and allowed others that were kept under tyranny to desire. But now, we're all colonizers. Yeah, so that was the word I was trying to think of earlier, colonizers. My problem is, the problem with the 4th of July.
You're a white colonizer. How dare you?
Now, you be careful, because what you just said was hate speech. So I'm going to correct you.
But that's what you are, though.
Bad. Well, that's
That's
true.
what you are.
But
You racist.
that could get interpreted by an algorithm.
No, I called you it.
Oh.
I wasn't calling somebody else it.
Well, thank
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So there you go.
There you go. Like Mark
See,
Dice. I don't know how he
Mark
gets
Dice
away with saying what he
makes
said.
some of the best YouTube videos ever, but I don't know how he
I
doesn't
don't know
get
how he
whacked.
Because he's got a YouTube
He has to be
person
armed to the
and
teeth.
he
Like,
bounces it off of them. There's
dude.
no way. These guys have to be bouncing stuff off of their
They have
YouTube people to not be getting like
They
just
have
banned
to.
or shadow banned.
They got to have their script
can't-
and be like, yo, is this going to be fine?
We are so shadow banned, y'all. We
Big
are so
time.
crushed.
It's so
and
incredible.
they hate us, which is great. I love
Yeah,
it. That's what I love about it. But,
And people are like, oh, y'all are like promoting hate speech and stuff. I'm like, we can't even barely say anything on here, like, let alone
no
hate
way.
speech. We can't even do it. We've been.
Why isn't this on Rumble?
Oh, crap.
You
Sorry about
forgot.
that. That was my fault. I forgot.
That's okay. That's okay.
My
buddy.
bad.
That's okay, buddy. We all make mistakes. It's the 4th of July. Relax.
I'm
Blow
reading
something
stuff.
up.
Sorry.
Blow something up. All right. All right, y'all. So I don't know if anybody has any questions. We'll stay on for maybe 15 more minutes. If anybody has any questions, you can put them in all capitals.
Yep.
And we'll answer any questions you have. Did I miss anything up here? Let's see. Yeah, I certainly hope so too. I mean, here's the thing. We did a collaboration with a very large YouTube channel, and they were supposedly a Christian channel and all this stuff, right? And they said, would you please take the video down because some of the things you talk about seem hateful. Now we have a t-shirt that says all Transformers are Decepticons. Now that is absolute truth, right?
That's a fact.
So that's true. Okay. And
but that's your truth, not
and
mine.
and that is incontrovertible truth, right? And that's not, there's nothing hateful about it if it's true, right? And I very much despise the fact that of the things that go on with our children and the next generation, right? By this whole transformer agenda and all of the grooming and everything else that corresponds with that. And I think that we should warn people about it. And the purpose of the t-shirt is a warning that is incredibly not hateful. It's supposed to be quasi funny because that's the way satire works. And satire does work. We've been using satire as a medium for hundreds of years. But now if you interpret that as hate, then that's because that's what you want to see. And it's very confusing to me that a Christian, Christianity, first off, they're already blocking Bible verses on YouTube, right? And they're going to block real biblical Christianity on YouTube, right? Yeah. And so you have this supposed Christian from this big channel, and they were like, oh, well, I interpret what you're doing as hate speech, which is literally what Al Gore and his bongo drums and all of this.
You've been programmed.
The New World Order and the pro-transformer, whatever.
We just gotta love everybody.
It's just about love.
You gotta love
you gotta
everybody.
Bridge the gap.
That's how we got here, y'all.
Yeah.
We just loved everybody. And, all of us Christians are to blame for it.
Yeah.
We jumped on the love bandwagon and we started loving everybody. And boom, here we are.
Us white colonizers stole everything from everybody.
Exactly.
I mean, I can't even tell you. I'm not even going to start telling you about all of the raping and the pillaging and the thievery that I've done in my lifetime. I mean, I've stolen like thousands of acres of land. And that's why I don't even drive a car. I fly around in a private portable, like it's called a G.6. It's
Yeah,
a
you should
small
see the pile of
private
scalps he
jet.
has in the
Yeah.
backyard. It's crazy.
And that's just what us
Piles of gold and silver.
colonizers do. You
Yeah,
know,
just
we
colonize.
you know, we don't give, we take
We
and
take from the poor and give to ourselves and the rich.
And the funny thing is like, I just want to be left alone. Like,
dude, leave
all
me
these people
alone.
want like reparations. Like, hey,
No.
how about just leave me alone?
Leave
That'd
me
be
alone.
cool.
There you go.
Like, I don't owe you nothing. You don't owe me nothing. Like, just stay away from me and leave me alone. That'd be cool.
That's why I got these like libtards. They're all like freaking out about the 4th of July. And they're like, oh, you know, we need reparation, not the 4th of July. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. SBC is full woke. Yeah. Between all the, you know, between Saddleback and all that nonsense. Yeah. They're full.
Somebody had a question. They said, thoughts on young people going to college. My thoughts are, if you are a Christian, you shouldn't, unless you are super sound in the faith and you're going for a legit reason to be like a doctor or veterinarian or something like that, and you absolutely can't do it online, then I guess you can go. I guess that's how I would kind of rationalize. Other than that, you know, I want to go. I know way too many young kids that have been perverted by going to colleges, and I know several legit Christian young men that have went in and after a couple months or a year or so have dropped out because it's so stinking bad. And it's at these normal, you know, colleges that are pretty stinking fancy and hoity-toity colleges, and they're all the same. Christian colleges are exactly the same as normal colleges.
Yeah,
they're all
super
the same.
woke. They're super
Yep.
transformer.
Yeah.
And you're going to get the woke transformer. You're going to get the critical theory.
Yeah.
And you can go to schools of theology and they're ultra woke, you know, critical theory,
learn a trade,
text theory,
exactly,
you know, all of it.
Learn a trade. That's what all of us boys have done. We've learned electrical, plumbing, carpentry, sawmilling. I mean, all of them. We've learned. We haven't mastered them all. We're jacks of all trades and masters of none. We're learning on the mastering part. But no, learn a trade. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, trades are going to pay the bills. 100%. End of story. You know, if you know how to fix a leaky roof, or if you know how to raise food, I think food's on the top priority too.
Mhm.
If you know how to raise cattle, you know how to fix some fences, work on vehicles and trucks, you know, that stuff, you know, you being some technical geek or whatever, or being some TikTok wizard or whatever, that's not going to come in handy at all. So if you are going to be going to college, I would go, if you're going to go to be a doctor or something actually legit, you know, and you
what
just
about a TikTok warlock?
There you go. Then absolutely go. If you're that like crazy, just go ahead. Join the party. Join the party there.
That's true. Work for your own dream. Be entrepreneurial.
Yep.
While there's still opportunity.
Absolutely.
Before the slow burn collapse.
And there absolutely is, y'all. Us boys have started several businesses, and
who did you steal from and rob from to do that? Like, how could you possibly do that? Or is that just privilege?
I can't even make any funny jokes because I would be a racist. So I'm not going to say
it's
anything.
all racist.
It's fine.
And as long as, I mean, I recognize myself that I am completely and terribly racist.
Actually, we do the exact opposite, and we actually bless people that aren't the same color as us, actually.
No way.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
And
that's
we do it
real.
for...
You're just saying that.
We've done loads of favors for people like that. I've worked for people
that doesn't happen.
Of the opposite color.
You're making it
and
up.
I absolutely love those people.
That's not reality.
And they love me.
Nope, that's not true.
And we get along perfectly fine.
I'm going to fact check you in real time, and what you're saying is false.
I don't know.
But there you go. You know,
Yeah.
you can, and this is why it's so important to sedition. Permaculture is sedition, you know, and this is why it's so important that what you do is the solution and the answer. Like, just like going along with the pop culture and the mainstream. And if you think that you're going to be hold on to my football and my baseball and this ball and that ball and, you know, my Hollyweird and all this stuff, it's just not going to happen. You know, the counterculture is anti pop culture, and the only way that you're going to fight the culture is to be counterculture, right? And look at it, it's been proven. Look at Joel Salatin. Look what he started to do in the 80s, and when he was doing it, it's like, okay, dummy, well, you're going to starve to death. Oh, organic, holistic, regenerative agriculture, what's all that, right? And he was just way ahead of his time, and he's proven that these things work, and you can do them and they work. You can scale them, they're scalable. And but you know, everybody thought he was crazy, and he wrote a book called Everything I Want to Do Is Illegal, and that's still true. So oh yeah, Matt's daughter made her
Oh, really?
raised garden bed.
Raised
Yeah, it
garden
looked
bed. That's
great. Yeah,
awesome.
he sent me some pics.
That's
That was
great.
great. Yeah, freedom is sedition.
Yeah. Real men have to learn to go against the grain and stop curling up in a ball with their man bun.
Well, and that was my
And
point about
yeah.
this um, YouTuber that asked us to take down our video is, you know, oh, I think it's great the way you raise your boys, and yeah,
I want my kids to be exactly like yours or whatever.
but we're real, you know, we're real, and we say it
Yeah.
and we call it like it
We're
is,
anti-culture.
and that's
That's what we
how,
are.
yeah, and
We're
that's
anti. We
how,
go against the flow.
yeah, we are absolutely anti pop culture, because pop culture is completely and totally utterly demonic. The music is demonic, everything about it is demonic, and you can go, you know, sold my soul for rock and roll. I mean, Joel Schimmel did a 4 or 5 part series about it. I mean, Hollyweird is the exact same thing, man. And all this you know, the black comedians and Dave Chappelle, and you can listen to X Ministries, right? And they'll tell you about all this stuff. It's all ultra high level satanic. And you want to know why people are trafficking in children and doing all this stuff? Because all of this stuff, from the district of criminals all the way down. Why, why do they all cohabitate and facilitate?
Mm,
Is why is Hollyweird so important to the
mm,
district of criminals? Why
mm,
is that? Because they cross pollinate. You know, the CIA and the military industrial complex is embedded in Hollyweird, you know, and they literally have divisions of Hollyweird for Hollyweirdia. And
mm.
there's a reason for that. And a lot of it has to do with the trafficking, okay? Because it all facilitates that. Same thing with the UN, same thing with the white helmets and the NGOs and all that stuff. And it's all part and parcel, and all, but this is why we have to be anti pop culture. That's why, you know, but all of that means being real, saying real truth that's real, not sugarcoating it, not powder coating it, not watering it down, not making it palatable for feminine men or masculine women or
Yep.
whatever. Just it doesn't, you know, it doesn't work like that, you know. Oh, I want my kids to be just like your kids, except y'all are just hate mongers. Oh, that's cool.
You know
Wonder.
what I would be if I would back down and just go with the flow? I would literally have bright pink hair, not know what gender I am, and like ride a unicorn to school or something. Like straight up. Like that's what we are. Like nowadays, that's what it is. And that's how we got here, is because we just like give in and love everybody, and love is love. And,
Yeah,
Jesus loves everybody, and
and he
yeah,
doesn't.
and he doesn't love
No,
everybody.
but
Yeah.
you know, that's a different Bible study for a different day.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, God's coming back and he's mad.
Yeah.
You know, that's the point. That's why you need to be prepared to meet your maker, right? And well, how do you do that? You fall on your knees and you cry out to God. right? You say, hey, I have broken your law. I have offended you. I am your enemy. What can I do, or what will you do to restore and to repair and to cover my transgressions? I have sinned against the holy and righteous God. There's nothing I can do. And you need to cry out to God, and if you seek me, ye shall find me,
Mm.
you know, and then once you uh, settle your account with God, then you can begin the Christian walk and start to fight and hate the counterculture. Hate what God hates. God
Mm.
hates the hands that shed innocent blood, right? He hates the hands that are attached to the bodies. And when Christ comes back, he's going to first rip up the tares, right? And burn them. That's not like, oh, I love you so much, I'm going to rip you up and burn you for eternity.
Oh man. Yeah.
Now, there's probably certain rainbow translation of scripture where you
Oh,
can find that. But once again, we're talking about critical theory, and we're talking about the critical text theory, which is directly tied to the critical race theory. So the Frankfurt School and all of it, it's all tied together. You can't reject part of it without rejecting, if you're going to reject it, you might as well reject the whole thing. That's what I say.
yeah. And the world hated him before it hated us. So
That's
there you
true.
go.
So that means that the world will hate us. And this professing Christian
Really?
YouTuber thought that we were being hateful and that
Look,
they should like us and love us.
when YouTube is giving you strikes and people perpetually comment on your YouTube channel and they get offended all the time, even though you're not really saying anything and you're just
Right.
saying the truth, you know you're doing something right. And everybody, and there's the majority of people are like, oh, wow, you are very, you're hurting my feelings. That's how you know you're doing it right because, you're getting to the meat and potatoes of the stuff.
And we need, especially for men, we need much less feelings, y'all.
Yeah.
We need more logic,
Say it how it is.
more reason,
If we disagree, we disagree.
more
We're
truth.
gonna
We can
disagree,
totally disagree.
and we don't have to like cry about it and like whatever,
Yeah,
tuck
absolutely.
and run.
Yeah,
No.
we can disagree. We can talk it out. We
Yeah.
can reason together. If we're Christians, we can reason together, which means that we disagree. Come, let us reason together, right? That means, oh, hey, we disagree. We need to sit down and talk about it. And we can even talk about it and still agree to disagree. Doesn't mean that we have to have any hate or animosity towards each other. But y'all, we've been on an hour and somehow our internet has allowed us to do that, and Restream isn't even glitching out. So I'm going to quit while I'm ahead.
There you
All
go.
right. And we appreciate everybody hanging out with us.
Yes. Thank you.
Please
Thank
check
you. Thank
out the
you.
TexasBoys.com. Freedom for
Yeah. Go
5%
check.
off.
Yep. 5% off. Go check it out. I think there's still half a cow left and a couple pigs left on there. So if you do want
Go
some
for it.
unvaccinated pork or beef and you are somewhat close to the Northeast Texas area, go check it out.
Oh, another funny anecdote.
Was it?
Solid believer from the CIA. I'll look into that. I like having interesting people on as long as my internet connection will allow me to record them. So I was on the Power Hour, right? What was fascinating is the first two people that called were like, you shouldn't eat pigs, right? And I'm like, whoa, dude, we just talked for like an hour about all this really cool stuff.
Oh man.
And what they called in to say, you shouldn't eat pigs, right? And then I got to explain like grass fed and how it's not a CAFO, pig.
And doesn't have microplastics in it.
Fed its own Duke and microplastics and all that stuff. And, and I get all the Levitical stuff. And, I'm definitely, I read the whole entire Bible every year, at least once or twice or three times. And I'm very familiar with the Old Testament, and I'm very familiar with the New Testament, and I'm familiar with the mystery of iniquity, and I am very familiar with the mystery of
Yep.
godliness, and I don't deal in types and shadows. And
Line upon line, here a little, there a little.
yeah,
So there you
precept
go.
upon precept, you know. And in another tongue shall I speak to my people, you know. And my opinion is that was the New Testament, which was written in Greek. It wasn't written in Hebrew, as some people would say. Nor did Jesus read the Septuagint, but that's another Bible study for another day. And thank you all for hanging out. And I'm going to stop with the rabbit trails, and we're going to sign off.
And we're going on a horseback ride. So
happy trails to you, man.